There's an island in the Caribbean where people go missing and no one talks about it. No police reports, no official investigations, no satellite images. Just a chain of vanishings, quiet, surgical, erased. It's called Isla Silencio, and if you ask too many questions, you don't just disappear, your memory does. The island is privately owned by a reclusive billionaire known only as M.L. Vargo, a ghost on paper. No interviews. Fishermen say they see strange flashes of light above its tree line at night. A marine biologist named Daniel Corres was cataloging reef decay patterns along a protected archipelago. He radioed in coordinates that placed him near Isla Silencio, then vanished without a trace. Hikers who stray too far toward the coastlines come back confused, or not at all. No photographs. Just shell companies and encrypted trusts that all trace back to one place. An offshore holding registered in a country that doesn't even issue passports. But the island is real. Locals in nearby coastal towns whisper about it. The first confirmed disappearance happened in 1998. His boat was found 2 days later, adrift. Engine intact, GPS fried, and his research log completely wiped. It wasn't until 5 years later that more disappearances began to stack up. Tourists, freelance journalists, environmentalists said he once intercepted low-frequency broadcasts coming from the island. The signal pulsed with binaural tones, frequencies known to affect cognition. Embedded in the tones were short voice commands. All had one thing in common: they went looking for something on that island. And whatever it was, it didn't want to be found. Until a single frame from one scan revealed something they couldn't explain. There's no public access to Isla Silencio. No flight paths over it. No maritime records. But when a satellite from the European Space Agency attempted to map the island's topography in 2012, the data came back corrupted. Every scan showed the island shifting shape, coastlines folding in, structures vanishing and reappearing. At first, they thought it was an error, a symbol etched into the center of the island, only visible in the infrared spectrum. A perfect spiral inside a triangle, surrounded by 6 dots. One linguist claimed it resembled ancient pre-Mayan sigils used in isolation rituals, rites meant to sever the soul from the world. But one drone flown by a rogue documentarian in 2019 managed to transmit 8 seconds of video before losing contact. Another said it matched the logo of a defunct biotech firm shut down in the 90s for experimenting with neural reprogramming. What is that doing on an unlisted island? A former Navy technician, who asked to remain anonymous, "Forget, stay away, you were never here." At first, he thought it was psychological warfare tech. Until he played the signal too many times, he started forgetting things. Names, dates, faces, eventually, his own. He now lives under constant care in a private facility. But he still whispers one thing, over and over. It watches through the trees. So, what's actually on Isla Silencio? Drone footage is nearly impossible to capture. Every autonomous flight either fails or returns scrambled footage. In those 8 seconds, the footage revealed a massive black structure in the shape of an octagon, smooth walls, no visible entrances. Surrounding it, a series of concentric gardens, almost like circuits or mazes. But the most chilling part, people, dozens of them, standing perfectly still, not moving, not reacting, as if waiting for something or someone. The drone feed cut out after that, not stolen. The pilot disappeared 2 weeks later. His apartment found empty furniture, clothes, electronics gone, removed, like he was never there to begin with. Now here's where the story gets darker. In 2021, a woman washed up on a beach in Belize. No ID, clothes shredded. She couldn't speak, not because she was injured, but because she had forgotten how. Doctors initially thought it was trauma-induced aphasia. But when neurologists ran scans, they found something else. Small, uniform lesions in her brain, patterns consistent with high-frequency auditory manipulation. When she finally regained basic speech, she repeated only one sentence: "Don't listen to the signal, compass spinning." Radar black, even the stars seemed to shift, and on her wrist, carved into her skin, were the coordinates of Isla Silencio. A private investigative team tried to approach the island later that year by boat. They never reached it. 20 miles out, all their instruments failed. Then a voice came through their radio. Soft, calm, you are not the first. You will not be remembered. The feed went silent. The team turned around. They never spoke publicly again. A place where memory can be altered, erased, maybe even replaced. Others claim he was never human to begin with, that he's just a vessel for something else, the prevailing theory. Isla Silencio is more than just a secret island, it's an experiment. One that fuses neurotechnology, isolation therapy, and deep psychological conditioning. Some say Vargo, the island's owner, was once a DARPA researcher involved in early mind interface development. Because every few years, someone who's vanished there is seen again, but they're different. Different eyes, different voices, they remember nothing, but always say the same phrase when asked where they've been, still guarded by nothing but silence and fear. It was beautiful. What kind of place forces you to forget pain, but also who you are? What kind of paradise demands erasure to enter? And if it's so beautiful, why do people still scream in their sleep after seeing it? Today, Isla Silencio is still unmarked, but the spiral symbol has begun appearing elsewhere, spray-painted on alley walls, scratched into park benches, embedded in glitch frames on obscure live streams. It's spreading. And those who see it often report dreams of black structures, labyrinths of light, voices that sound like their own but speak in a different tongue. So, if you ever hear about a hidden island that doesn't show up on maps, one whispered about in vanishing forums and half-erased documents, don't go looking for it, because once you hear the signal, you don't disappear from the world disappears from you.